Okay, so medyo nakikita mong nagbubukas na yung sistema. Now, you were telling me something that was very important. Kasi yung ibang mga tao, alam po ninyo, meron kayong mga health maintenance cards, etc. Nagbabayad kayo bawat buwan para kung masama pakilasa mo, makakakuti kayo ng lunas. Meron bang health maintenance organization dito sa Pilipinas na bukas ang isipan to alternative and traditional types of healing?
Yes, actually, we had a meeting before with other health maintenance organizations. Pero now, talagang we have opened a clinic dito sa Medicard Lifestyle Building, dito sa Makati, sa Paseo de Rojas, corner Bendia. Kasi they are so open to alternative medicine. In-explore talaga nila how alternative medicine can decrease the hospitalizations of their members.
Actually, pagka nagpa-file ka ng claim doon, if you use traditional forms of healing, which may be effective, you know, and nobody can guarantee absolutely that you can get healed, but neither can allopathic medicine, nakakamura sila.
Yes, kaya interesado sila. They're really genuinely among the HMOs na nakausap namin, kasi we've talked to a few already in-explore itong idea na to. Sila talaga ang parang
Some are more open than others, no? And they
they're
are.
genuinely interested in alternative medicine.
Ano ang programang na nakalaan sa inyong organisasyon diyan sa PICAM over the next year or two that you think are of vital importance to the healthcare industry?
Well, definitely yung information dissemination, that's our primary purpose, no? Kaya we want to tell our members at saka kasi our seminars open to the public yan eh. We have a seminar every month, no? For the past 16 years we've been doing seminars. And na-inform namin sa kanila na you can heal even without to stay healthy, no? You can use natural remedies and lifestyle. In fact, hindi lang kami nagsasabi niyan. I'm reviewing lectures ngayon. They found out lifestyle modification had a better effect than some medications.
No, I mean, I can believe that because basically, kung titingnan mo, no, yung kalusugan ng isang tao, kung marunong kang i-maintain yan,
yes.
In other words, but it requires that medyo meron ka namang konting kaalaman sa nangyayari sa katawan mo. And that's one of the purposes of this program is I hope as people watch us continuously, they will then gain more and more knowledge about how their bodies work, ang kanilang digestive system, ang kanilang elimination system, ang kanilang circulatory system. So, alam mo, we've got about 10 systems that we've got to deal with. Kailangan maintindihan natin paano bang nag-i-integrate yan, how they come together to function as one. Alam po ninyo, Doktora, ako, I've come to be amazed what a wonderful thing this body is.
Yes,
that God made, no, na ginawa, nilikha ng Panginoon, and how He has provided us, really, with many, you know, like for example, in the Middle Ages, or not even in the Middle Ages, I think as early as the 17th century, alam ba ninyo, ngayon, we take it for granted, hugas ka ng kamay. But in the 17th or 18th century, when the idea, yung konsepto ba na maghugas ka ng kamay mo para hindi ka magkasakit o hindi ma-impekta ibang tao, was introduced, alam bang nilabanan ng... It was resisted by the medical profession at that time. Why? They did not know enough.
Yes.
And today, there is such a deluge of information coming in that you are going to see more and more and more and more how many times parang napakasimple lang ang kailangan gawin. A little change here, a little change there, a little supplementation here and there works a great deal to prevent the different organs or parts of our body from being diseased.
Yes, I think yan ay rin hindi na-realize ng mga a lot of allopathic doctors, no? There is already a science called nutrigenomics na how nutrition affects your genes, no? And kung i-accept nila yon, hindi nila pagkataon na, ano lang yan, pagkain lang yan, hindi naman nakakagamot yan, no? But truly, yung mga karamihan ng mga gamot natin kinopya sa mga natural at saka mga herbals, no?
Alam mo, natutuwa nga ako, doktor, ako minsan pagka, I've done a lot of research about alternative medicine for the last 12 years. I've tried to study complementary alternative medicine. Now, for example, even the whole idea of cell reproduction, ngayon lang lumalabas yung markers ng mga telomeres. Yung palang RNA, DNA na double helix inside the cell, sa dulo pala nun, merong dalawang bagay na para pong sintas ng sapatos. No? Now, every time nagre-replicate, one other basic thing is for just people to understand that all of your cells die and are replaced. So, kung 6 months ago, ikaw ito, today, hindi na ikaw yun eh. Iba ka na. All of your cells have already been changed, di ba? So, bawat replication ng cell, and they say that a normal cell, ang normal replication times, ilang beses kung pwedeng mag-reproduce is about 60 to 90 times. So, every time the cell reproduces, umiikli yung telomere.
Yes.
And when umabot na sa maikling size yung telomere, mamamatay na yung cell na yun, hindi na pwede mag-reproduce. But today, there have been so much studies to show through supplementation na mamapahaba mo pa yung telomere.
Yes, actually, I've seen some of
With
the
telomerase. And what happens is, pag humaba uli yun, the reproductive cycle can go as high as 180 times or 200 times. And it has incredible implications for
Yes.
aging or anti-aging.
Opo.
Di ba?
Oho.
Pero-
Actually, nung narinig ko yan, nagulat ako first time. I think 10 years ago, nung
Oo.
lecturer sa US, sabi nila, itong anti-aging is not anymore a technical issue. It's an ethical issue. Sabi nila, paano pag gangster ang gusto magpahaba ng buhay, gagawin mo ba yan?
No, I think that in a case
of
like
course
that,
you can do
we
it.
only look at life. We don't judge the quality of that life. But if you have the knowledge to extend life in a reasonable way that will prolong life,
With
think of it this way. Kung criminal yung iyong ginagamot, pag
Baka
pinahaba mo ang buhay, baka magsisi.
Baka ba yan?
Mabigyan ng pagkakataong magsisi, hindi yung
Magbago.
Oo, para so that the life can become fruitful. So dito natin nakikita that we can go down to the cellular level in understanding our metabolical systems. Ano nangyayari at paano natin ngayon almost make sure na yung mga cells dun sa isang organ na yon remain healthy so that it can function and function well. Okay? So, yun ang, I'm glad that you've made progress in PICAM.
Buti na lang po.
Wala ba kayong chapters na nilalagay sa ibang different parts of the country?
Pinag-isipan na po namin yun. Pero
Oh.
ang problema po namin, in my 16 years of PCAM, kakaunti kami na very active. So, kulang kami ng manpower. Kaya hope namin yung mga members namin mas mag-active in the board, no?
Oo.
And para makagawa naman kami ng mga chapters, ganyan at lahat. Kasi
Because I think
kulang
that
kami
knowledge really has to be spread out. But
Yes.
before we go ahead, we have to stop for a few reminders. Huwag po kayong mawawala and we'll be right back. Alright, we're back. Alam po ninyo, ang ating second guest ay kasama kapiling natin. And we invited him for a very specific reason. Alam nyo kung bakit? Siya po ngayon ang Director General ng isang institute under the government called Philippine Institute of Traditional and Alternative Care or PITAC. Kasi nung pinasa po yung batas na inauthor ni Senator Flavier about promoting traditional and complementary alternative medicine, kinailangan pong magtayo ng isang organisasyon para medyo to supervise and to see how they can encourage the development of traditional and alternative healing modalities dito sa ating bansa at create a little bit of order in the way things are done. Sapagkat marami ding nang